Hello student, once again welcome back to your online class. I was teaching literature to the students of standard 8 and the chapter was after 20 years. So in my previous video I had completed till page number 142 and there we had seen that a man was standing waiting for his friend to come because they had agreed that 20 years before that both the friends will come and meet in the same place at the same time, and it was going to be 10 o'clock. So he was waiting for his friend to come. Now see, he said that he was a kind of plodder though, so someone who works hard but is not very intelligent, okay, though good fellow as he was. I have had to compete with some of the sharpest wits going to get my pile. So a man gets in a groove in New York. See the way he's saying, okay, it takes the West to put a razor edge on him. Okay, so that man who is standing over there, he's telling about his friend Jimmy. Okay, so Jimmy also must have done something in his life, but he was a person who used to work very hard, but he was not very intelligent. So in a way he meant to say that he was himself very intelligent. Okay, and get my pile. See, again he is telling, I have had to compete with some of the sharpest who is going to get my pile. So I had to do some sharp things, some wits. Okay, I had to use my intelligence to make money. A man gets in a groove in New York means gets used to a routine. When you go to a man gets in a groove in New York, it takes to West to put a razor edge on him. So when you go to West, you become very clever. He's telling, put a razor edge here means becomes very clever. So if you go to the West, you become very clever. Like he himself has made a lot of money and he has become very clever. And he is telling that if you are in New York, you are used to only your routine work. So he is trying to tell about Jimmy that he must not have achieved that much in his life, comparing Jimmy to himself, how much he has attained. The policeman twirled his club and stopped a step or two. The policeman was having his club in his hand, so he just moved it around and took a step or two. I'll be on my way. Hope your friend comes around all right. So the policeman, as if he thought that I have my work to do, I am on duty, so I work, so you are waiting for your friend, I hope your friend will come to you. Going to call time on him sharp. Okay, leave him if he does not arrive. Now hope your friend comes around all right. Going to call time on him sharp. See, call time on him means leave if he does not arrive. So if he does not arrive, then you have to leave. You better leave. Okay, why you will wait for him? So you just wait for him. If he arrives, okay, meet him. Otherwise you can go. Because he was policeman, he was doing his duty, he was telling him. Now see, I should not, said the other. Now the man is telling, no, I should not. I'll give him half an hour at least. If Jimmy is alive on earth, he'll be here by that time. So long, officer. Good night, said the policeman, passing on along his beat, trying doors as he went. There was now a fine cold drizzle falling, and the wind had risen from its uncertain puffs into a steady blow. The few pedestrians stir in that quarter hurried dismally and silently along with coat collars turned high and pocketed hands. And in the door of the hardware store, the man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment, uncertain, almost so absurdity, with the friend of his youth, was the street and waited. Now see, the man said that no, I will wait for another half an hour. If my friend is alive, he will surely come. And by that time the wind also started blowing. It had become little more cold, and then the rain had also become little steady, little thick. So few people, those who were walking, tried to hurry to their place, so they were moving fast, silently, but this man was standing there waiting for his friend. About 20 minutes he waited, and then a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears hurried across from the opposite side of the street. He went directly to the waiting man. So after 20 years, you can understand, no, a tall man in a long overcoat, okay, whose collars were turned up, okay, till his ears. He hurriedly came till there, and he went directly to the waiting man. "Is that you, Bob?" he asked doubtfully, and that man came and said, "Is that you, Bob? Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" cried the man in the door. So the man said that, "Is you Jimmy?" "Bless my heart," exclaimed the new arrival. So the man who had come, okay, he said, "Bless my heart," grasping both the other's hands with his own. "It's Bob, sure as fate. I was certain I'd find you here if you were still in existence." Well, 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant is gone, Bob. I wish it had lasted so we could have had another dinner there. How was the West treated you, old man? So the man, his friend has come. Okay, so he is telling Bob, yes, see, after 20 years we have met again, but see, the restaurant is no more here, otherwise we would have dined together again. So he is asking him then, how was West for you, what you did over there? Okay, so what he said? Bully means very good. It has given me everything I asked to it for. You have changed lots, Jimmy. I never thought you were so tall by 2 or 3 inches. So he's telling you have become so tall. Oh, I grew a bit after I was 20. So after 20 years also I grew a bit. Doing well in New York, Jimmy? So you have done very well in New York, Jimmy? Moderately. I have a position in one of the city department. So he is telling that you have done very well, Jimmy, there, no? So then he said, yes, I have a department, I have a position, hold a position in one of the city departments. So till here in this video, then again I will continue in my next video. Till then, goodbye.